Today we're going to be talking about the control panel setup for AC TIG on a Dynasty inverter machine, our aluminum. So first we're going to turn the power on and let the machine boot up. We'll let it cycle through its startup. Once all the lights stop moving, we're going to move from our left to our right and set up for AC TIG welding, primarily our aluminum. So first we start with our polarity. Our polarity, last user was using DC, so they're probably welding steel or stainless steel. We're gonna hit the button at the bottom till AC is highlighted. That will be AC polarity. Next, we're gonna go over to process. The machine's already set up properly with TIG high frequency impulse, not stick and not lift arc. The Dynasty machines automatically set the correct type of high frequency based on polarity. So in this case, it'll be high frequency continuous. Next, we go to output. We want to make sure that we're at RMT standard for remote, because we're going to be using our foot pedal today. Moving to the right, pulsar. We will not be using that today. Next, sequencer. Sequencer will be set up, but it's a more advanced setup that we'll be doing in later videos. Next up, we have our gas and our dig. So we're going to start at the top. We got to hit the button till we highlight pre-flow. Pre-flow currently is set at 0.2 T, which is 0.2 of a second. I prefer between half a second and 1 second for my pre-flow. Go back down. We want to hit the button. It goes to post-flow. Once we're on post-flow, this is the gas that's going to flow when we stop the arc. It's set on automatic. This will be adjustable inside the machine by how long you weld and at what amperage you welded at. I like to use the auto setting. If you prefer not to, turning it clockwise, the dial up here, you can set it in second intervals. This will be 12 seconds. You want to go back to auto, counterclockwise until it says auto. Next up, we have our AC wave shape. The Dynasties are advanced square wave machines, and they have a couple unique features that a lot of machines don't have. This includes independent amperage control for electrode positive and electrode negative. You can independently control the amperage on both sides of the AC wave shape. We have our traditional balance control, percentage of electrode negative, meaning how much penetration we get versus how much cleaning action we have available. And lastly, we have our AC frequency, which is probably the most exciting feature on a Dynasty machine. We can control the AC frequency. What does this mean? Standard US current voltage coming out of the wall is set at 60 Hertz. That's going to give you a certain width of cone on your AC wave shape. By increasing the frequency, we can narrow the cone of the AC waveform. Let's start from the top. For basic TIG welding of aluminum, we want our electronegative amperage and our electrode positive amperage to be the same. This is a more advanced feature that we're not going to use currently. So how do we find out what these are set at? What I like to do, I hit A for amperage. It's set currently at 150 amps. I'm going to go back to the AC frequency wave shape column. I'm going to click the button. Electronegative, it says it's at 150 amps. That's what I want. Go down to electropositive, it says 150 amps. That's correct. If I were to come to one of them and they were off, they weren't the same as when I hit A, I'd want to correct that. So I'd go back to 150 and I would cycle through one more time. See how it's at 152? We're going to turn this down until it matches. Go to the next one. We're going to turn it up till it matches. Now that electrode negative and electrode positive match, we can focus on the two we are going to be using today. AC balance. AC balance is a percentage control. What this means here currently is 65% electrode negative, which means penetration. The remainder being cleaning action. So we would have 35% cleaning action. A good starting point would be around 70%. 70% penetration, 30% cleaning action. That's a good starting point. If you have to go much below around 62 to 65%, meaning you're increasing your cleaning action, we probably need to make sure the oxides on the aluminum plate have been removed more thoroughly. So we're gonna set this at 70. And last but not least, our AC frequency. Like mentioned before, non-advanced square wave machines typically are stuck at 60 Hertz. For AC aluminum, we want to be running typically between 100 Hertz and 120 to 150 depending on your style of welding. I like 120 personally. The very last thing we have to do is verify our amperage by hitting the A button and setting our amperage. I typically go up to around 175 amps for AC welding to give me plenty of amperage on the pedal. And that concludes the control setup for AC aluminum on the Dynasty inverter machines.